What have you found out about someone that you would never tell them you know? When I was 15, my mom asked me to fix her phone because the internet wasn't working. After poking around for a while, I figured it out and went to test it. When I opened up Google, her top searches were how to make my husband love me and how to make my husband notice me. My dad has been cheating on her most of my life. I'm 20. When her and I talked about him cheating, she said she was used to it and was just staying with him for my sister and I, and that she no longer really loved him. I believed her up until that point. I never told her I saw that. Edit. Wow. I had no idea this would get so much attention. My mom is doing amazing now. Her and I are very close, even though I lived 9 hours away. She nearly left my dad a couple years ago after I moved out. He then realized how horrible he was to her, and he went through therapy and did everything he could to fix it. They are really happy now and more supportive than ever. I found out a married woman at work was having an affair with an ex-coworker. She'd go out for lunch and get laid pretty regularly apparently. I was helping her with an Outlook problem one day, where one of her emails wouldn't send and Outlook would crash. She asked me to fix it since it wouldn't open properly anymore and she couldn't get any work done. So I started working on the problem, conveniently right before lunchtime. All I did was remove the account from Outlook, then restarted the client app, re-added the account, and everything was good. The offending email was in her sent items instead of stuck in her outbox, and referred to the guy wanting to come on her tit. She said he could come anywhere he wanted, on her face, on her tit, in her pussy, in her ass, wherever, so long as they got a room this time instead of f***ing in the back of a car. I was caught a little off guard with that, and confused when she got knocked up a few weeks later with another co-worker's kid. I think I have told this story on here before. In elementary school, I saw one of my best friends eating pizza somebody had thrown in a garbage can. I found out a bit later that his dad had lost his job, and his dad, his two sisters, and his mom were living on the streets. But he would have died from shame had I told him that I know. But my mom found out from me, and she bought him and his sisters lunch cards for the year and breakfast cards. The school lunch lady told them that they won them in a raffle. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Whoever you are, glad I could make your day a bit better, hopefully. That I stole my best friend's keys, shoes, belts, and shaving razors in order to save him from attempting suicide. He was incredibly drunk and in the worst mental state of depression and anger I've ever seen, and he was searching for his keys so he could drive home 4 hours, but while he was on a tangent in a different room, I stole his things, shoes because shoelaces. He was searching for those keys for hours in the early AM, and I searched with him all night. When I finally got him to bed, I returned all his things. He's much better now and has gotten help, helping an elderly friend use her new MacBook Pro so she could look at her son's honeymoon pics that he'd shared with her and the rest of the family. After setting things up on a little projector in the lounge, we all gathered round to watch the slideshow, which was beautiful. They went to Mauritius and South Africa. All was going well until we got to the close-up pictures of them doing and the cum shots. Holy wow. The parents are in their late 60s, early 70s. I didn't even think the father had registered what the hell he was seeing. But the mother, super proud, upper middle class type, practically died on the spot. The other son swiftly unplugged the projector, and we all sat in silence for a moment until the father said, "Well, at least we know they had a jolly good time. We've never spoken about it again, and definitely not told the son and daughter-in-law. We know they had sex on their honeymoon." My brother had a bunch of little earrings in a bowl in his room when we were 15, 17 respectively. I used to put them in my recently pierced ear to see what other rings would look like. These were small, slightly curved barbells, so they were different than the studs I had in. A few months later, I heard through the grapevine that my brother had a dick piercing and thought, yeah, that's about right. I only realized years after the fact I was putting his dick rings in my ears and had been asking him how they looked. He's never brought it up or mentioned it. Found my brother's suicide note. This may die in the comments, but not having an identity here, and I need to get this off my chest. When my brother moved out, he gave me his computer. Well, I went through it, made sure that nothing on there was of importance that he might need before I wipe it clean. Halfway through, found a Word file buried deep in some folders. File was titles because of you. My brother was a romantic type of dude. So, here I am, innocent 15-year-old thinking it is some kind of poem. I open it up only to be struck right in the feels. It was my brother's suicide note. He is the nicest, most cheerful people person you can ever meet. It was hard to even think he got so low. I don't dare tell anyone and try to pretend it doesn't exist, but it is seriously the hardest thing to swallow. My brother is still around, married, and has kids. I know why he was close to suicide, and I am thankful he never pulled through with it. I love you, brother. Edit. I posted this on my way home from work just to get it off my chest, as I've told no one before. I didn't expect it to blow up. Thank you everyone for the kind words, and even those who had nothing kind to say, I still value your comment. Much love to Reddit. Someone mentioned that I should talk to my brother about this while we are alone. Trust me, I have thought about it, but it seems selfish of me. His life is going better than ever, and to slam his dark past onto him now is not something I want to do. I will carry his secret with me to the grave. Although, if you know anyone going through a tough time or thinking of self-harm, ask them. They won't be mad, and even if they are, they know someone cares about them. Never make fun of suicide, you Paul Logan, as it is not a choice that comes easy. To the guy who said I was snooping around, yes, I was. I was snooping for a good reason. Anyone in their right mind should go through something that is given to them and see if there is anything left that the owner still might want. Anyway, please step forward to help anyone close to suicide. It is preventable, and someone doesn't have to lose someone close to them. 1-800-27-382-55 is the phone number to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. My brother is actually my half-brother. Always wondered why he didn't look like my dad. Edit. To everyone saying he's still my brother. Yes, of course. Never for a second considered him a half-brother. Biologically, yeah, but I would never see him that way, especially considering my dad raised him and I's his father legally, emotionally, whatever. My mom had a one-night stand a few months before she met my dad. That's all. I found out that my mom starred in some porn at least once, and probably worked in prostitution in the past to edit. I've been gone all day, and just absent-mindedly typed this out on my phone, and now I come home to this being my top comment. Wonderful. XD. For those asking how I found out pretty much how might think. I was browsing videos and saw her name in the title and her in the thumbnail. This was several years ago, so I don't remember what site I found it on, but your best bet is probably YouPorn if you want to try and avoid or research it, since that was the site I used most back then. As for the prostitution part, my sister ended up finding out herself and just told me. I honestly don't remember how she found out, but considering what I found, I believe it. My manager left his phone open and he had the Tinder app icon on his main page. He always complained about having trouble with girls, so I opened the app and checked the messages and found out why. It was all him sending girls really dirty messages from the start. No hello, just straight to, "You're so fucking hot, I bet your pussy is tight," and shit like that. He had no responses, of course. Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. To address all 200 plus people who pointed out it was creepy, messed up to go through his phone, I agree. I never said I was proud of it. Humans are curious, and when you leave your phone unlocked, someone is bound to get curious and look. It's not like I opened his app tray and went looking to see if he had a dating app on his phone. It was on the same screen that he left it. He had just been talking recently about how girls are jerks and how he hasn't had any luck. So I thought I'd look to see what the issue was. Not me, but my friend. I lived in Central Missouri during high school, and I wasn't out of the closet yet. They're not too friendly to my kind round them parts, I tell you what. Anyway, I was at a play rehearsal and backstage getting ready. I left my phone up front in my seat where everyone would hang out waiting for their part to rehearse. My boyfriend at the time texted me something that would obviously out me. My friend grabs my phone because it goes off, and he thought he'd play a little joke on me and reply something funny in my stead. When he saw what was texted, he just locked my phone and put it back. He never told anyone and kept it to himself until I came out 3 years later. I've had the most profound respect for him since. Maybe not what OP was looking for, but he never told me or anyone about it. Props, brother. Thank you for watching. Write comments, put likes. Do not forget to watch other videos.